Hello and welcome back to South London Repair. So I got this Pioneer deck, stereo deck to repair. Now this one wasn't turned on for years, long years, so the whole mechanism is stuck. And what is happening when I press the play button is just not doing anything. It's tried to for a second and after it just stopped. Fast and forward is working, but not the play. Now, I opened it up and you can see this solenoid try to move the gears into the right position, but it can't pull enough. Now, if you don't use these devices for, 10 years or more, that's perfectly normal. So sometimes you just need a little help, a little push, and they start working. And basically the old grease is just get hardened, but once you start moving around things is getting easier and easier. It's just like an old car when you first start, yeah? I mean, not first, but after 5 years. Maybe the oil is there, but it's have to move to the right direction. All right. It started playing. So I just gave an extra kick and it looks like it's working. In both ways. Now fast forward and rewind this worked before, so, but you never know. You wanna double check. Again. Okay. It's working one way, but it's not end of the tape, so something is still going on. Alright, my next idea to put some oil to the shaft. Now it depends what you are working on, so sometimes oil is help, but with some old mechanism they use grease when the oil is not helping at the first time or not help at all. It's just making more harder the old grease. But now as I start moving around, the oil is penetrating inside the shaft and it starts working. If you can see white or yellowish grease on these spots, then don't use this sewing machine oil. It's not gonna help, it's gonna make worse. In this case, I didn't see this one. All right. Looks like working. I'm gonna get back later on, but I still have to settle a little bit and we will see if it's working later. Let's take a look on the right side. Now that was even less used, because everybody using the left side for some reason. That doesn't look, sounds healthy. Unfortunately, I can't even see the mechanism. I can't get there. All right, so we have to remove this PCB. To remove this PCB, first we have to remove the cables. Now, this is a very fancy connection used by Pioneer and Panasonic on these long years, and I hate it. I can't tell you how much I hate it. You press down the plastic and it should be releasing. Sometimes you have to lift up a piece of plastic. It depends on the connection. First you try to move around and you will see which one is work in your case. Now these connections are really stuck together, alright, so it's very hard to remove, so I'm probably gonna do something about that one to make it easier, because we don't wanna break the PCB. Now, please notice, this Pioneer DAC is, actually I love it, so it's very simplistic, lot of feature, and it's cheap like dirt. So you can pick up these for 40 quid, 50 quid, sometimes in working condition or half working condition, and they just do the job. So if you want something, a piece of retro, you know, if you type the model name and on the first page you find the Radio Museum link, then yeah, that's vintage. And this one is that. Did I mention I hate disconnections? Yeah. I'm gonna deal with these pins because obviously we still have to straighten out. Now, these connections are not better even. I'm still using this one. The problem is, after 20 years, the piece of plastic getting brittle. So you have to be very careful not to break the plastic around it. It's very thin. That's the main board side of the connector. The best what you can do is wiggle up and down, left and right. You have a little perimeter on the top where you can get some grab, and also with a very flat thin tweezer you can get between the connector, so the inside part and the outside part, and can loose up a little bit, but it's have to be very thin, otherwise you're gonna break the connector immediately, the outside one. All right. One step closer. Okay, we're gonna disconnect the front side. Try to make some picture, because the cables are very similar, not the same, but very similar. And also you're gonna need the direction of the cables. Now with these old cables, usually they are so hard, it's very easy to figure out which way it was. But if it's take a few days to take apart and put it together, you can mess up things. And obviously if you push it in the wrong side of the cable and you mismatch the voltages, you're gonna burn out stuff, and after you don't want to deal with it, okay? So make some pictures before you disconnect from different angles, and after start again. All right. Just need an extra long screwdriver to reach places where your fingers can't, and you press down the little plastic and you pull out the cable. Yeehaw. Grounding. Okay, I think we can move it. Should be alright. Of course, on the bottom we have some clips. Let's turn this around. These are the clips on the bottom. Obviously I take out the screws, but you still have these clips. Now, on this edge, it's easy to break these ones. So I try to push them. From the bottom and remove that one, but it's not gonna work, so I'm gonna turn it again and try it from this angle. Obviously, once we get loose, the faceplate can fall back, so you have to hold with one hand very firmly, alright? Because we don't wanna crash on the other PCB boards and everything and break everything. Alright, so once it's got loose, yeah, you lift it up. Hopefully you didn't miss any cable. And yeah, I did. That one stuck there. Alright, and move to safe place. And take away the rest. Okay, so obviously we have to align these pins before we plug it in back. I was a little bit early at this point, be honest, because obviously as I'm gonna work on it, it's gonna be messed up again because it's hit my hand or the desk or whatever. But this is what you do basically. With a flat tweezer you just make them align nicely. Yeah, quite easy. Tweeze down, the sixes go. Alright, so what is the problem? So here the motor tried to spin up the gears, and we have a belt, which many times it's a fossil, so we have to remove it, but let me show you. If I get a nice grab, it actually is fall off. You see it's on the bottom, and top of the tweezer, above the tweezer, there is a wheel where it should be. Now, this is how it should looks like, yeah? So there is the belt on the top part, and on the bottom you have a gear, should be visible, a black gear. Here, the belt is there on the gear, which is really bad. Alright, so we have to lift it up. You have so much space, it's like built up boat in a bottle. Yeah, so all the fun and absolutely no chance. But you can do this. You don't want to take apart this mechanics. Trust me. It's worth playing 20 minutes outside, then take apart this mechanics. It's gonna be a nightmare. Sorry about the bad angle. If I didn't mention, I made this video in 2024. One of my first videos when I started making this channel, but I left the footage on my phone and I just recently found it. So the camera handling is maybe not my best, but the intention, the effort is there, okay? Try to appreciate. If you give us a like, I really could appreciate. All right, so bat is on the right place and it looks in good shape, yeah? If it's really loose or cracked or it's falling apart, then you just replace it. Let's see this part. The shaft is moving freely, yeah, that plastic is firm, it's not falling apart. If the plastic around the shaft is okay, so if it's falling apart, the plastic, then you have to replace, unfortunately, the parts, which is a nightmare. But in this case, we just get some oil inside, we move it around. It's moving very freely with hand. You have to feel some resistance, like a spring is there, but that's all right. Okay, let's see the connectors. So I'm gonna put dioxide, whatever you call it, inside. This was recommended by Adrian Basement. I recommend to take a look on his channel. Amazing, I really love them. In his channels and his videos, I learned a lot. And you can get this one. It's not too expensive. It's available in the UK as well now, around maybe 40 quid a bottle. It's good for months, even in a repair shop. So for a person, you can use for years easily. All right. Now this one is a little bit feel oily, this dioxide, and it's cleaning up the oxidation from the connectors, which you need because these are aluminum. So yeah, they are the worst. And also, because it's a little bit oily, it's grease up the connectors. So it's much easier to put them back. What we love. So this is what I told you about. Don't do the job twice. Only align these pins when you put back things together. Not before. No point. You have to check all the holes matching up with all the cables. So first you just insert just for a few millimeters. If one of them is misaligned, then you can sort it out. The holes on the top are much bigger than on the bottom. So once you are close by, you can match up. It's not easy, it's hard. So when actually people are asking why is it cost maintenance work 120 quid on a 40 quid Pioneer DAX, that's the reason. This video is not real time, okay? So I cut it out half an hour, play around. I also cut it out when I greased the gears and everything else, because this oil is not good for plastic connections or plastic metal connections. I mean, plastic metal is alright, but not for plastic. That one is using different grease. So I cut out a lot, but it's still half an hour. I don't want to waste your time. We have other videos, you can watch them as well. Yeah. You need a comfortable work environment, okay? Because after 1 hour when you work on these things, your back is hurt. Probably. Especially if you are my age or older. Alright, let's get back to these amazing connectors. Did I mention how I hate them? Yay! You see the diaxit is working inside. This lovely red color is showing. I am there. I'm doing the job. Everything gonna be clean as a visa. The electron is gonna be run with light speed through my connectors. Almost there. Almost there. And firm connection. Yeah, this is a long cut video, okay? So if you are bored, just, use your finger, double click on the right side, and you can jump. But if you appreciate the suffering, then please watch with me. All the wires in the right spot. Yes! And going. That's it. I'm sure these wires used to be better when they were new, but But even so, other companies use much better connectors. Really. What's that? When it's a too big resistance, then obviously you're gonna bend the wires, so is something wrong in that case. And the good things with these connectors, if you mess up them, finally I'm managed to connect it. So if you mess up them, you can use an old computer cable, a PATA cable, IDE cable, whatever you call it, and you can cut them to pieces, and you just use some solder on the end, and you can replace them quite easily. It's much easier than with a fax cable, yeah? Okay, when they are small, when just a few pins is no issue at all. Okay, your problem is starting when after it's 15 pins. No, even 10. Alright, don't forget to connect the grounding. Yeah, that was really the grounding. Okay. It's working, isn't it? Most companies handle it with screws and everything. We need to add the screws later. Okay, let's test it. Okay, it's playing. It's playing. It just sounds terrible, I know. But the grease is start getting inside. It starts working through. They probably didn't use this right side ever. for, for 20 years. This needs some time. You hear it? Huh? Huh? Yeah, it's warming up. Yeah. Over the bearing is got the oil now. Amazing. And it's good. Later on I'm gonna hook up to a speaker and everything. Obviously what I'm playing now is would be cut off anyway because it's YouTube. Copyright and etc. Alright, it's lovely. I like this style actually. So this is when I was growing up, this was the high-end affordable hi-fi. Maybe it was different for you. Please leave a comment about that one. Now we are not finished, okay? So we still have some things to do. But yeah, the main things, the mechanic parts, that one is going well. Okay, next issue is what we have to deal with it is, let's say, dust. Yeah, so we have. So first I blow out most of it after I'm using different brushes to get out most of the dust. And once that one is finished, I will use dioxide on this equalizer, because if you're not using this equalizer after 2 years, 3 years, the dust is getting inside, it's making a bad connection, also it starts oxidizing. These were very bad even when they were made, be honest. They need some. So even when you booked it and after 3 years you had some scratching noise when you try to play with the equalizer, that was, we say, normal, but it's not anymore, okay? You can use, these sprays, electronic cleaning sprays. In my experience, they didn't work very well. Also, dioxide has other products like fade cleaners. You can use that one. Recently, I switched from dioxide D100. I'm making 5 or 10% solution when I mix it up with isopropyl alcohol. So, I have 10 times more product for the same money, because isopropyl alcohol is almost free compared with this one, and it's doing the same job. Okay, and obviously the alcohol is gonna be appropriate. It's gonna take out the grease a little bit, and the dioxide is doing the job on the fader. So win-win. But 2024, I use the D100 because why not? All right. Now you have to do this all the faders, and probably with the potmeters, like the volume, you have to go through, just get a little bit inside, and after just move it around, and it's gonna do the job. It's gonna get better with time, because the dioxide is gonna work for months there to clean up. Compared with the contact cleaner spray, which is usually give you a quick relief, And in my experience, in 1 month is the problem is start getting back. So this is a long-term solution, BS short-term solution. So yeah, that's another half hour from my life, but it did the job. When you have serious issues with the volume potmeter, you can feel it, so it's not even when you move. It's have harder points and easier points. If it's moving very evenly, then probably it's not going to be an issue, but obviously you have to hook up the speakers and listen. If it's sudden volume changes or cracking noises, use the diaxate. Right. Also buttons. Yeah, so if one of the buttons is not working, just try to get some inside and you're gonna be fine. There's the balance and all the others. All right, cleaning. Cleaning outside. First, I'm usually using simple products. Mr. Masson, cleaner with it's green. I just spray a little bit on the towel. He's doing a nice job. He's taking off the grease. He's not leaving any strikes. Yeah, use this light microfiber clothes. That's not gonna scratch your device, and mostly it's getting off the dust, unless it's really was dusty. In that case, yeah, you have to maybe go through twice. I try to do a nice job, so I try to reach everywhere, but you know, it's an after hour repair, so it's mean basically I close down. Nothing urgent job. I have time. I'm not doing this for every customer. Okay, somebody loves the device, then do it themselves. But yeah, it looks better, isn't it? At least when you're pushing the buttons, the dust is not getting inside into the button and not making further problems. Now the next one what I'm gonna use is this Aerospace 303 protectant. This one is basically a UV protector, and you just apply in a small, like a film layer on the plastic, and it's gonna be protecting from UV. So it's gonna be less brittle with the time. Also, it can not hide but fade tiny scratches. When you apply, it looks like a little bit like a misery on the plastic. Don't worry about it, it's gonna be dry in half an hour. After it's dried completely, you can use a second layer. Sometimes I'm using this one for televisions when they have tiny scratches, and it's help out a tiny bit. All right, thank you for watching us. Yeah, hopefully see you soon, and I hopefully that was helpful. And yeah, if we deserve a like or you have some comments, please below. See you next time. Bye bye.